Hello students. Uh, today today is our last topic of the chapter digestive system. Okay. So in this topic there is certain experiments on digestion. Okay. So there are some experiments like first there is the action of saliva on the starch. We have to see what are the effects of saliva on the starch. Okay. So we have to make a suspension of starch. Okay. By adding starch 1 gram into we have to boil it in water. Okay, for some time it will become a starch. 1 gram of in 100 ml of water, it will become suspension of starch. Then we have to take 3 test tubes, naming A, B and C. Okay, and in each test tube we have to put some this suspension. Okay, after that in a test tube we will add iodine solution with suspension of starch. In second test tube we will add sugar with suspension of starch, and in third we will add some saliva. Okay, we will add some saliva. So after some time, and then we will put it at 38 degrees Celsius. Okay, we will put it all three in a beaker with the temperature 38 degrees Celsius. After some time we will see that these two, iodine and sugar solution, the test tube, they does not show the positive starch test. Okay, they will not show, but there is only a presence of sugar. But the saliva, the test tube in which saliva was present will show the positive starch test. Okay, so that means saliva act on the starch. Okay, so this experiment means this. And another experiment is action of pepsin on egg white. You have to take egg white, okay, and we have to mix it in 500 ml of water. We have to make a mixture of it, and then we will filtrate it. We will filter this, okay, and then the filtrate will come. It will be cloudy suspended filtrate. Okay, it will be cloudy. So we will take 4 test tubes and naming A, B, C, D. Okay, and in each test tube we will add some suspension, 3 ml of suspension in each test tube. After that, in first we will add pepsin. In second we will add only HCl acid. In third C we will add pepsin plus HCl both. And in fourth, with suspension we will add acid and boiled pepsin. So all test tube we will place in a beaker at 38 degrees Celsius. So after that we will see that the test tube C, that means in which there is pepsin and HCl, okay, both were there. We will see that cloudy suspension will become very clear. Cloudy, that suspension will be no longer cloudy. It will become very clear now. So this experiment proved 3 things: that pepsin digests protein. This pepsin digests the protein. It digests the protein of egg white and becomes clear. Acid alone has no effect on protein. Where in test tube B we add only HCl, it does not alone act on the egg white. Okay, and boiled pepsin fail to digest pepsin. Where we add boiled pepsin with acid, boiled pepsin doesn't digest the protein. Okay, so this was the second. Next there is third, in which effect of acidity and alkalinity on enzyme reaction. And on any enzyme reaction, what is the effect of acidity or alkalinity? For this we will take this same experiment, just we will take one more test tube, 5th test tube, in which we will add the suspension, avoid suspension, and to this suspension we will add pepsin and sodium bicarbonate for making the medium alkaline. Okay, sodium bicarbonate is a base itself, so we will add sodium bicarbonate to make it alkaline, and we will place it at 25 degrees Celsius. So we will see that there is no change in this suspension. There will be no clarity. It remained cloudy as it was in the first. So there is no change. So it shows that pepsin does not affect in the alkaline medium. Okay, here was the acidic medium, so pepsin acted on the protein, but in the alkaline medium it doesn't acted on the protein. Okay, so these were the three experiments. Okay, now the next topic is test for glucose. Okay, there are some tests. First one, there is test for glucose, in which we have to add a little amount of glucose in the filling solution. Okay, there is a filling solution in laboratory, you will find it. It is blue green in color. Okay, it's blue green in color. We will add in a test tube. Okay, glucose plus filling solution we will add in a test tube, and then we will heat it. We will heat it like this. We will tilt the test tube away from us. Okay, but we have to heat it. Just we have to heat it so that bubbles will come, but we don't have to boil it. We will not boil it. Okay, so that we will the observation will be the blue green color will convert it into the brick red precipitate. Okay, if there is a brick red precipitate, that means the solution contains the glucose. So this was the test for glucose. Okay, another is test for starch. So in this test, what we will do, we will take a starch powder in a test tube, and we will add water in it, and we will shake it. Okay, so to make a solution. Okay, and then we will boil it. Okay, we will boil it to make a solution. After that, when it will get cold, we will add iodine solution to it. We will add iodine solution, and then what will happen? The starch solution, this starch solution will become blue-black color. Blue-black color. If there is blue-black color, that means there is the presence of starch. So this blue-black color confirms the presence of starch. So this was the test for starch. After that, there is test for protein. If we add hard boiled egg, a piece of hard boiled egg white, a piece of hard boiled egg white in test tube plus drop of HNO3. That means in a test tube we have to place a egg white piece boiled. Okay, and then we have to put it HNO3 in it, acid, to cover that food. Okay, after that, and then we have to heat that egg part. We have to heat them. After that, we will rinse the acid with water. We will rinse that acid which was on the above part. We will rinse it through the water and through the NH3OH, that is ammonium hydroxide. Okay, NH3OH. So what will be the observations? The observation will be a color change. Firstly, the color change will be white to yellow. Okay, that means the color of this egg white will convert it to the yellow color. Okay, yellow color due to this HNO3. After that, the yellow color will convert it to orange. Why? Because we added ammonium hydroxide to it. Due to ammonium hydroxide, the yellow color converted to orange. Okay, so these color changes indicates the presence of protein. Okay, that's why we confirm that egg contains protein due to this color change. After that, there is test for fat and oils. It's very easy. If we rub butter or groundnuts, walnuts, peanuts on a paper, anything which contain oils, if we rub it on paper, the paper will become translucent. Okay, paper will become from opaque to it becomes now translucent. Okay, you can see it against the light. Okay, then you will see that there will be a patch on the paper. Okay, so paper will become translucent due to the presence of oil or the fat. So these were the tests. Okay, so this chapter is finished now. Okay, in next session we will start our new chapter, that is skeleton movement and locomotion. Okay, thank you.